me get the mic. Honey, I got something to say. Ooh, I like that. Can you turn that up for me? No, like, it's Maja. But you know, Maj for short. Ask Maj.
What's up? What's up? It's your girl Maj, and we are back with another episode of Ask Maj, the podcast, where I am spilling all the real tea. So as you can tell, I'm super hyped, as always. I'm always real hyped to record and talk to y'all and what's up. And now I got video. I'm feeling myself, okay? Because y'all get to see me in the studio recording. Like, you know what I'm saying? You get to see my facial expressions. You get to see how this thing works. And I'm excited. We are just growing and growing and growing and growing and growing. And I'm just so excited. So let's get into it. We've got a special guest interview today. So I know I've listened to you guys. I read through the survey. I read through your responses. And a lot of people asked for me to bring the interviews back. So I got a bomb ASS interview, okay, for y'all a little bit later. So I'll be interviewing Miss Tyra Laster, who is the founder and CEO of Silk & Root, a hair company that provides hair care solutions for women on the go. So Tyra is actually a very close friend of mine. She is one of my queen sisters. Fun fact, she was actually Miss Tennessee State University the same year I was Miss North Carolina A&T State University. And that's how we bonded, and we've been close ever since. So it is such a pleasure to have her on the show and to speak with her about her business and just to see her growth and see her launch. And she's just been selling out, and I'm just so here for it. So I'm going to jump right in so we can get to the good stuff. All right, so Maj moments of the day, of the year, of the month, of the week, however long you need it. All right, so you know I got to give a quick backstory. Oh, and y'all, the Ask Maj question for today, it is lit, okay? We're going to get into that in a second. Okay, so Maj moment. So I have a really close friend, and she has a blog. And it's something that she's super passionate about. You know, she just really wants to inspire and, you know, tell her story and just inspire people through her personal experiences. But she's been having some issues kind of being consistent. And so I've been just trying to, you know, encourage her to start, even if it's not perfect, to just do it. And to really just go for it, because I'm like, her content is so bomb. But I think she's just anxious about it, and she's just kind of defeating her own self. So the other day we were having a conversation, and she just was kind of like doubting herself, like, you know, how do I know if people want to hear my or if people want to read my content, or how do I know that this is actually inspiring, or how do I know if you know, people are really gonna want to read it and actually take something from it, and so on and so forth. How do I know people are actually gonna visit my website and take the time to read my stuff? And she just had all of these doubtful kind of questions about her, you know, really starting this blog and being consistent about it. So basically, you know, her and I are close friends, so I started sharing some of basically like the personal experiences that her and I have had together, and how I was inspired by some of those experiences. And I'm like, honey, don't you know such and such will want to hear about this particular situation? Don't you think you can inspire somebody by your journey through, you know, college, your journey through law school, you know, your journey through this, your journey through that, how you never gave up on this, how you got the job to that, how somebody told you no for this and this door was slammed in your face and you continue to persevere? I'm like, don't you think all of those stories are inspirational and they could truly help somebody else? I'm like, honey, what's up in your mind is going to be helpful for somebody else's story. Your testimony is going to inspire somebody else's story. So in essence, the Maj moment came from this. I said, honey, you need to wake up and stop sleeping on yourself, okay? And that goes for everybody listening who wants to start something, who fears that, you know, people are not going to like their content, or you don't have anything to share with the world, or you're not inspirational, or people aren't going to like you, or whatever. Honey, stop. You are defeating yourself. Wake up and stop sleeping on yourself. Do you know how much power and influence and creativity and just all of that stuff that is sitting inside you waiting to be poured out, but it's up to you to pour it out? Honey, don't even get me started, okay? So the Maj moment of the day, wake up and stop sleeping on yourself. Let's get to it, okay? Let's get to it. All right, so let's move on to the Ask Maj segment. Honey, this was good. I was like, ooh, when I got this, I said, ooh, this is real good. Okay. And of course, y'all, I done uploaded, I done added a section to my website where you can go on and type in your question. So y'all need to go in there and type in your question so I can give you some advice, okay? Go on to the tab. It's called Ask Maj. My website, you can either visit askmaj.com or Ask Maj Podcast. It'll take you to the same place. Go in there, click on the Ask Maj tab, and you'll see it right there. Child, ask me. Ooh, child, my throat. Ask me anything you want, and I'm gonna try to give you the best advice that I can. Okay, so let's jump into it. Dear Maj, my dad and mom got a divorce a few years ago, and my dad just recently got remarried. In the beginning, my mom was pretty hurt, and her and my dad did not talk unless it had to deal with finances. Recently, my dad told me that him and my mom had been communicating, but nothing serious. My dad just had a baby with his new wife, and my mom knew when the baby was born, and I'm going to assume my dad told her. My dad and I have a close relationship and we talk about everything, but I don't want to intrude on his life and his decisions, but I do feel like him conversing with my mom is inappropriate. Number one, do you think this is inappropriate? And number two, should I say something? Ooh, child, y'all, okay, you didn't spare me at all with this one. Okay, so... Okay, let me get my thoughts together. And I try not to take too many notes before I read these because I want my answer to be extremely genuine and authentic. Straight from the dome. Okay, let's start with the first question. Do you think this is inappropriate? Absolutely. If your dad is remarried, he should not be having any, I personally believe, this is my personal opinion, he should not be having, first of all, you're grown. Obviously, it seems like you're grown. I'm going to assume that you're grown. If your conversations don't have anything to do with kids or finances or maybe properties that you guys own together, I personally don't think there's anything that needs to be discussed. Like, now I can say if you're married, I don't know how long they've been married, but if you guys have been married for 10 plus 2 or even 2-3 years, I can understand how, living with somebody, being married to somebody, and then divorcing, and then you're just trying to get over and adjust to life without that person. I can understand how challenging that is. But being the fact that your dad is remarried, he's with a new woman, I think it is highly inappropriate that him and your mom are communicating, especially if it doesn't have anything to do with finances, the kids, or whatever, finances, kids, or like properties that they may have owned together. Otherwise, I don't think you guys need to be talking if he has a new wife. And I'm going to assume, this person didn't put this in the message, but I'm going to assume that his new wife doesn't know that he is texting or communicating with the old wife. I'm going to assume that. So that is highly inappropriate. And y'all know me, I've said this before. I feel like cheating is anything that you do behind your spouse's back. If it's something that you are hiding or you don't want to tell that person, it's cheating. It is cheating. So I personally think that is inappropriate considering he has a new wife. Now, if he wasn't remarried, I don't see anything wrong with it. Y'all both single, I don't see anything wrong with it. But because he has a new wife and I'm going to assume that his wife doesn't know that they are communicating, I think it's inappropriate. The second part is, should I say something? Okay, so this is one of those tough situations, and I can speak to this because it's kind of like, if you have a best friend or, so on and so forth, and she's telling you something or venting about something, and you have a strong opinion about it, but she didn't ask you, but you feel like you should say something. It's a hard battle. It's a really hard battle. So in this particular situation, I'm going to say no. I'm going to say no because, like you said, you don't want to intrude on his life or his decisions. So I'm going to say no. You should not say anything unless he asks you. Unless he asks you. Now, I'm not exactly sure, how severe the situation is or how long they've been communicating for or the extent of the relationship. I don't know any of those things, but I think, especially if it's early on or whatever, they just started communicating, like I would just wait it out, and maybe I think once it gets to be, I wouldn't even say unbearable, but maybe if it becomes a challenge or they begin to communicate more, he might actually come out and ask you, like, well, what do you think? Do you think it's okay? Or you know, so on and so forth. Now, if you just really feel like you should say something, if you really feel like you should say something, I think you should kind of listen and wait for the right time to say something. But I think, you know, if he's venting or if he's just telling you, that may not be the right time. But if he's like, you know, kind of looking for a solution to his problem, then maybe you can kind of slide it in a little bit. So yeah, that's kind of a tough one. And if I could give you just any advice just from this whole situation is, you know, like I said in the last Ask Maj question, when you're listening, truly listen to understand. Because obviously they're communicating for a reason. And like I said, I can only imagine how it feels to, you know, be married to somebody for a certain amount of time and then have to, you know, adjust to like living without them. So I would say, you know, really listen, you know, to understand his feelings and gain a better understanding of maybe why he feels it's okay to communicate with, you know, his ex. And really just that, just listen. You know, if he's venting to you, let him vent. If he's coming to you and asking you for advice, then be prepared to offer him advice. But I think when you think about what to tell him and what to say or what advice to give, think about what you've taken from you all's conversations and what you've, you know, understood, what questions you've asked, how he answered those questions. Because I think when you give advice, you really want to consider that person's feelings. Really put yourself in his shoes and consider his feelings. And I think it could work out well. You know, like you said, you know, they have a good relationship. So I don't see why, you know, if he asks you advice and you feel like it's inappropriate, you can't say that, you know, without there being, you know, some disagreement or argument or whatever. So good luck, honey. Good luck. That was a good one, though. Thank you so much for submitting that. So, woo, child, bless it. Okay, so Cardi B allegedly leaked a picture of her boobs, child, on the Instagram story. I'm talking like somebody grandma, on the Instagram story, before she quickly deleted it. So, of course, Cardi, like, you child, that thing could be up there for 1 second, and y'all know people gonna get it, okay? You know people gonna get it. So, of course, it was viral and trending. You know how that goes. So she addressed it on Twitter after you know it was trending. Okay, let me try to read this. Okay, this is gonna be a little tough. Y'all know I don't cuss on the podcast, okay? My grandmother be listening. Anyway, Lord, she started with Lord. She said, Lord, why the F you have to make me so effing stupid? Why? These are Cardi's words. Why? You know what? I'm not going to beat myself up about it. I'm just going to eat my breakfast and then I'm going to go to the party. She then added, I'm not going to think about it. No, I won't. It is what it is. Sugar honey iced tea happened. F it. It's not even the first time. I used to be a stripper, so whatever. Adios mio. And that means, oh my gosh, in Spanish. Okay. All right. So moving into our celebrity section, back to Cardi B. I know y'all done heard, her and Offset are back together, okay? They are back together. This is what she said as to why she decided to get back with him. Okay, again, I'm going to do my best to read this. She said, I just be starting to miss him. It's hard not to talk to your best friend, and it's really hard to have no sex. I'm going to say sex, okay? She continued, I know I'm not bipolar because I took a test. Now, who done called Cardi B bipolar? Y'all need to stop. Okay, so then I know y'all saw, well, I'm not sure if y'all saw. I guess I'm the one supposed to be presenting the news to you. For her birthday, Offset brought her a Rolls Royce with a customized car seat for their daughter, Culture. And this is how she responded to that. She said, I do like material things. What do you want me to do? This NIGGA gave me a Rolls Royce and I snub him? Oh, I could say Negro. I don't think that's bad. I hope my grandma don't mind. Let me start that over. What do you want me to do? The Negro gave me a Rolls Royce and I snub him? And I really wanted some sex for my birthday. Okay, girl. All right. So she got a lot of backlash after, she confirmed that they were back together. And she responded with several tweets. I'll let you all do your due diligence because it was a lot. I think she had deleted them after a certain point. But anyway, this was kind of one of the last tweets to like wrap it up. She said, I'm gonna make this very clear. Before I was a celeb, I was a crazy ASS Cardi B. Same BITCH you saw on TV and on IG talking sugar honey iced tea and doing crazy sugar honey iced tea. I'm still that, a little bit more calm now, but still the same. I don't know why you're expecting something different now. This ain't Disney. I was a little confused when she said this ain't Disney. What you mean? Disney be switching now? I guess. I mean, the only thing I saw Disney switch was adding some black people into the equation, but I didn't know Disney was. Anyway, okay. Let me say this about Cardi B, and I'm not gonna spend too much time on this. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. Leave her alone. Y'all treat these celebrities like they are inhumane, like they ain't humans. Cardi B is a human. How many times you done talk to your best friend, your girlfriend, your sister, whoever else, and she done went back to a man who cheated on her? That is normal. Y'all be out here slitting tires and my throat, child. Y'all be out here slitting tires, busting windows. It was this viral video of this girl trying to blow her boyfriend car up, and then it ended up backfiring on her. Oh, y'all be doing that, okay? A man done cheated on you, and you don't went back. I have taken back a man who cheated on me. It don't make me crazy. It don't make me dumb. It don't make me naive. It makes me. That's a good question. I don't know what it makes me. It makes me forgiving, okay? It makes me forgiving. And I always say this, but I feel like we can bash a woman all day about her decision to stay with a man. But at the end of the day, it is up to her to be fed up. If she ain't fed up, honey, it ain't nothing we can do. But I hate that we act like these things are not normal. That is normal. Okay? Now, I will say, I ain't never been married before. You know what I'm saying? So, it does seem a little crazy that she actually went to, went all the way to, like, filing the divorce. But I'm not going to say that's normal, but I can definitely understand how that happened. Like, picture this. Can y'all imagine Cardi and Offset arguing? They going back and forth, arguing, calling each other all type of names, cussing at each other, and Cardi be like, I'm a file for divorce. Offset be like, all right, do it then. I don't care. Do it then. And Cardi go file for divorce, like, to prove a point. I can definitely see that happening. Like, come on, y'all. These people that came from the hood, you know what I'm saying? Like Cardi B said, she ain't changed one bit. I get it. I'm all for the when in Rome, do what the Romans do. But honey, if that's her, and she said she ain't changing, we gotta accept it for what it is. I mean, I don't understand why we're coming for her like this is just, oh my God, I can't believe she went back to him after he done cheated on her. Child, y'all done the same thing. Y'all done the same thing. And I can attest to that. I've done it. Okay, but I ain't dumb. You learn your lesson and you move forward. Okay? Now, this ain't necessarily Offset's case, but once a cheater ain't always a cheater. Okay? I don't believe that. In a lot of situations it is, but not all the time. In Offset's situation it is. Okay, I don't think he gonna stop cheating, but that's another story for another day. But like I said, I think I don't see, if that's her decision to get back with him, she's happy with him, whatever. I think my issue with I guess the whole situation is Cardi B pushed so much of it out there. I think if the divorce filing was public, I feel like she just should let it be that. Like, I don't think she should have spoke on it. I don't think she should have done any interviews. Like, I don't think she should have tweeted about it. I don't even think she should have posted the picture, of her in like the little devil suit saying like, oh, I'm single. I feel like she should have just left it at that, because I'm gonna be real honest with y'all. I feel like no matter how angry we get at men that we're dealing with, I feel like we always have that 1% of hope. Or we know if there is a 1% of hope of getting back together. Like, I feel like we know that. And I feel like in this situation, obviously I don't know her or Offset, but I definitely think Cardi knew that there was a chance that they were going to get back together. So I don't think, and I mean, regardless if they didn't get back together or, if they did, I don't see why she made that so public. And, now she has, deactivated her Twitter, I guess, because she got so much backlash. And I mean, I feel bad for her. But I mean, Cardi, it's just like, you know, I've seen so many people like saying, mind your business. Honey, how y'all gonna say mind your business when she put it out there? It's, you know what I'm saying? It's like when you at the Super Bowl and Justin, was it Justin Timberlake? So whoever ripped off, you know, Janet Jackson little boob patch and her boob came out, and it's like you at the concert, it's like, oh, mind your business. I can't. The boob is there. The titty is out. I mean, I can't mind my business. It's in my face. You know what I'm saying? It's in my face. I want the tea, honey. I want the tea. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that I got to talk about it or, you know, express my opinion all over social media. But, you know, social media is a social network. You know what I'm saying? So whatever you put out there is public. Whatever you put out there, I believe that you don't mind making it everybody's business. That is my personal opinion. So for now, like I said, that doesn't mean we go and, you know, we have all of these opinions about a celebrity's lifestyle or marriage or whatever, but I'm not gonna say y'all need to mind y'all business. You know what I'm saying? Like, mind your business in the sense of you don't gotta speak on it. But honey, I want to know what happened. And like I said, Cardi, you can't be telling people mind their business when you put it all out there. It is out there. Just like your titties, their business is out there, honey. It is out there. And honey, I am Barty gang all day, okay? But yeah, no. So I'm not gonna act like, you know what I'm saying, this is not normal. You know, a lot of women have done it. Your best friend done it. Your sister done it. I just hate that she put it all out there for people to have an opinion about it. Cardi, we still love you, honey. And at this point, it's if you like it, I love it. If you want Offset, okay, girl, moving on. I ain't the hugest fan of Offset. I like Cardi, so, you know, Barty gang all day, every day. Moving on. So Diddy announced that he is launching his own political party called Our Black Party, with a mission that includes advancing a political agenda that addresses the needs of Black people. He said on Twitter, I'm launching one of the boldest things I've ever launched. I'm launching a Black political party with some young Black elected officials and activists. It's called Our Black Party. It doesn't matter if you are Republican or Democrat. The number one priority is to get Donald Trump out of office. He has to go. We can't allow this man to continue to try and divide us. The people that have the most responsibility and should be scared to death of this man are white people. We are on the verge of a race war. We can protest all we want, but to win, we have to build our own Black political party. To do that, we have to be trained and organized. Our Black Party is doing that. Diddy, that's cute and all, but is y'all hiring? Like, you know what I'm saying? Is you hiring? Is y'all niggas hiring? Is the question. You know what I'm saying? You doing all this extra stuff. You need help. And I can help. I can help. So let me know. Let me know. In the same spirit of the political realm, Ice Cube was under fire after the Trump administration revealed that he has apparently been working with Trump's re-election campaign on issues pertaining to the Black community. He's apparently working with the Trump administration to help develop what's called the Platinum Plan. This plan claims that the Trump administration will increase access to capital by almost $500 billion in Black communities, create 3 million new jobs, provide more affordable health care, improve access to better education and job opportunities, designate Juneteenth as a national holiday, and other promises. So Ice Cube got a lot of backlash from that. Child, people don't like Trump, honey. The Black people do not like Trump, okay? So he went on an interview with CNN journalist Chris Cuomo. I think I'm saying that right. To set the record straight. This is what he said. I didn't run to go work with any campaign. Both campaigns contacted me. Both campaigns wanted to talk to me about the contract with Black America. One campaign said, we love what you have, but let's really dig into it after the election. And then one campaign said, we love what you have. Do you mind talking to us about it? And that's why I did what I did. So I didn't run to nobody. I'm not playing no more of these political games. We're not part of a team. So I'm going to whoever's in power, and I'm going to speak to them about our problems specifically. I'm not going in there talking about minorities. I'm not going in there talking about people of color or diversity or none of that stuff. I'm going there for Black Americans, the ones who are descendants of slaves. Okay, Ice Cube. All right. Do you think, I guess? New music. Mulatto dropped a new visual for In and Out featuring the City Girls. Cause Act Up, You Get Snatched Up. Moneybagg Yo also dropped a new visual for the Said Something remix with City Girls and the Baby. Cause Act Up, You Get Snatched Up. Kelly Rowland dropped a new single called Crazy. Make sure y'all go and check that out. I just love her. T.I. dropped a new album called The Libra, and he was in the Atlantic Club with no mask on for a album release party. Just saying. Sada Baby released a remix to Whole Lotta Choppers featuring Nicki. Hey girl. And then Monica announced that her 9th studio album called Trenches is releasing November 20th. If I could be honest, just by the name of the album, the title, I'm not feeling it already. It's already a no for me. Because didn't she release that song when she did the Brandy and Monica versus battle? I'm gonna give it a chance. I mean, she got a month. But it's already a no for me. Anyway, in my favorite section of the podcast, Shine, Black Girl Shine, honey, Issa Rae hosted Saturday Night Live. And you know what? I added this to this list. I thought this was so special because if y'all don't know, Issa Rae started on YouTube creating her own content. She started with a series called Awkward Black Girl. And just to see her growth from that, and now she's hosting Saturday Night Live, and she has her own production company, honey, I stan. Cardi B announces her first ever Reebok footwear collection. I definitely wouldn't have put Cardi B with Reebok, but excited to see what's in store. Miss Brianna Daniels, who is a Norfolk State University alumna, yes, HBCU pride, is the first African-American woman to work as part of a pit crew for NASCAR. Rihanna made Forbes' richest self-made billionaire list for the first time with a net worth of $600 million. Lord, I see what you've done for others. And whatever you are doing in this season, don't do it without me, okay? Miss Natalia Johnson. Ooh, child. I don't know if it's Natalie or Natalia. I wrote Natalia, but it might be Natalie. I'm gonna go with my gut. Miss Natalia Johnson made history as the first black female brewmaster for Anheuser-Busch, which is the world's largest beer company, comprising notable names including Budweiser and Bud Light. So shout out to all of my black girls shining. Honey, keep on shining, black girls. And now we are moving on to our interview portion with Miss Tyra Laster, founder and CEO of Silk and Root hair company that provides hair care solutions for women on the go.
Yes! Hello, Miss Tyra.
Hey, Maja.
Okay, we're going to try this again.
Yes, we're going to try it again. Okay.
And we're going to do this the right way. So, y'all, quick little secret. Tyra and I actually recorded this full interview a couple of weeks ago, and it didn't work out. So Tyra allowed me to do this again and record this interview all over again. So I'm so thankful for her.
Oh, no problem.
Of course. And I'm thankful for you being here again. And like, we're going to do this the right way. And you know, when I had put out a survey not too long ago, and like I told you before, a lot of people were like, you know, bring back the interviews. You know, we want to hear from, you know, entrepreneurs and powerful black women. And I'm here for that. You know,
yes.
So like I told you before, you know, you were the first person I thought of. So
Thank you,
Silk and Root is just growing, and
yes.
it's just growing. And I'm so excited to talk about it again. I mean, we can talk about this forever.
Okay, listen, give me a date and time. Okay.
Yes. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. Okay. So let's just jump right in. And, you know, if I could be honest and candid with my listeners, honey, we're going to talk about the same thing.
Okay.
But we're going to add in all the new updates, because I know you just had a new drop today, right?
Yes. Yesterday, which I'm getting my days mixed up, 2020, right? But yesterday I had another drop. So I don't mean to do a cameo at all.
Yes, come on.
Those are the orders that I'm trying to get ready and everything. So yeah.
Come on. We got the product in the back. Okay. Free promotion, free marketing. I'm here for it. So yes, like I said, Miss Tyra Laster is the founder and CEO of Silk and Root, which is a hair company that provides hair care solutions for women on the go. So Tyra, from your own mouth, from your own brain, from your own mind, what is Silk and Root? Tell us about Silk and Root.
Yeah, no, simply put, Silk and Root is just for women on the go when it comes to that hair product solution. So I always like to add in the word solution with anything Silk and Root because we're all about fixing the problem. It's catered to Black women by Black women, really kind of grew out in year 2019 to now to today. It's really just edge control in a chapstick form that's for women just to kind of really take on with them as they go throughout the day. When, you get that little white stuff with your store-bought edge control or stuff doesn't last, Silk and Root sees that as, okay, well, here's something just in case you need it. And 9 times out of 10, a lot of Black women need it. And it's just that, ready emergency stick that we like to kind of prompt to.
Nice. Okay, so y'all, little background. Tyra is the friend in our friend group that always got the laid edges. Okay, I just need y'all to know that. So Tyra, first of all, thank you for sharing a little bit more about Silk and Root, but where did this idea come from? Is it because you have the best laid edges or you needed to share or what is it?
No, and thank you, sis. Really, edge control and the idea of it all came from, I knew I wanted to kind of dive into beauty and hair industry because hello, it's $1 billion industry and it's never going away. But I wanted to do something innovative. So I remember back in the drawing board of like late 2019, right before 2020, came in and, did what it did. I was trying to figure out where it was going from there. So you'll see in like my old notebooks of just like kind of crossing out edge control, yes and no. Is it a kit? What would the kit be like? And really kind of playing on the fact, like, what do Black women do in their bathrooms every day? We try to put stuff together before we, go out, like, throw stuff in the bag or figure it out. So I wanted to do something fun, new, but not too off the scales where people wouldn't get it. So I know I wanted to start with edge control. And, I always think good marketing wise of stay true to who you are and people will be able to gravitate towards that. So with my hair, I take pride in like kind of doing my hair all the time and having it look a certain way. So I knew people would be able to kind of trust me with that. So presenting something wasn't too, I don't know why Tyra doing that. It was like, oh, okay, I can see it, girl. So it kind of went hand in hand. And really, I wanted to break the mold in that because I'm always saying like the best marketer wins to, quote on the quote of Ming Lee, and just kind of really evolving that little scenario and making sure that it pops. And, so far it has, and I'm really excited about it.
Yes, honey, we all excited. So you mentioned, we talked about, just having hair care solutions, right, for women on the go. So when you think about the motivation, right, and you think about the idea that kind of birthed Silk and Root, what problem were you trying to solve as it relates to Black women?
So first and foremost, I always try to make note that hair care isn't one size fits all. We come from kinky, curly, straight, boned, dyed, color, all in between. And so when kind of looking at Silk and Root, I wanted it to be a just in case you need it and letting that kind of make a story of its own. So anything with Silk and Root, it derived from Black women usually love edge control. And some people, they either have their edges laid dramatically or soft or nothing at all. And that's okay too. And kind of really figuring on where is that kind of go from? Okay, we want some type of formula that makes sense, that isn't too slick and too much or isn't too like hard stick. So when creating Silk and Root, I wanted something that's doable, on the go, and very efficient. And so kind of putting that in the package form kind of helped with that imagination, because when I was trying to figure out what's out there already, I didn't really see anything in a chapstick form. And I thought, okay, what is something that's small? Is it iPhone small or is it smaller than that? And then, okay, what is a chapstick? A chapstick is something that people are used to. Okay, what can you put in a chapstick? How does that really, work? I've never seen edge control in a chapstick. That means I'm probably gonna have to decompress it. Okay, decompress it means put it in heat, put it, all these things. And again, it kind of got like a little chemistry lesson with it. And eventually it created Silk and Root. But to answer your initial question, it really just came from Black women really wanting something then and now, and just to the point, nothing too hard to grasp. And what can I actually keep in my pocket and be on the go for?
Nice. So y'all, let me reiterate that Tyra's brand Silk and Root literally has an edge control and a chapstick.
Yes.
Like, it looks like a chapstick. You can throw it in your purse, take it to the club, take it on the date when you sweat. Okay, when you sweating and you nervous and you need to redo the edges. So Tyra, right? I know, just as marketers and communicators, our first thought process is to think about the problem and then the solution as to how you're going to handle or solve that problem. But why in the world, and I mean, obviously it worked out, but why in the world did you think putting edge control in chapstick would be so popular? Like, let me also say, I've never heard of that. Like, I've never seen something similar. Okay, and I got the whole beauty supply under my sink. Okay,
your hair is always popping, so please, everybody knows this is a disclaimer. I don't want to go left, but my hair is always popping, always it. So let me
say, I appreciate the love, but honey, this thing is its own entity. But so like I said, I've never heard of something like this. So what in your head, aside from just like, okay, I know the challenge of my fellow Black women and I have an innovative solution that can fix it. But why in the world did you think a edge control and a chapstick would be so popular? Like, y'all, Tyra has been selling out. Selling out. So yeah, go ahead. I'm done.
Yeah, no. It's different. That is literally the first thing. It's different. It's new. It's, it's all these things. And that, as you and I know as communicators, that is what is going to sell. Like, people don't, it's not something you really understand quickly. It's like, in a chapstick? I've never thought of that. Exactly. That's the whole type of, thought process and stimulation that I wanted of that. You could put it in a jar, you could put it in a tube, all these cool things, but why not a chapstick, And when you start from the grand idea, it's able to mic down to, okay, well, if you just do it like this, if I want it in a chapstick, how does that process look? But it really was because it was different and I've never seen it before, In the hair and the beauty industry, we see the same things, but different type of quality and product. But I think it's something to be said when you're kind of think way outside the box of something that is, why didn't I think of that, Because now that it's here and it's presented, you're like, oh, dang, well, that does kind of make sense in that mini form. So it was definitely a different type of why not moment for me.
Right, because honey, I ain't never thought of that. Okay, never thought of that. Yeah. So I know you talked about the beauty industry just being a $1 billion industry, and I mean, let's be real. Edges, the whole edge trend is popping right now.
Yeah.
So if you could choose one celebrity or one influencer to pitch Silk and Root to right now, and they would pick it up, who would you choose?
Probably Chili from TLC because she's classic with her edges. She usually does them dramatic, but I love everything that she kind of stands for with her hairstyle. And the next would probably be Sweetie because she's the, poppin' chick, hot girl right now. But so Chili and Sweetie, or Sweetie, I hope I'm saying your name right, girl. But, probably those two because those are just like people who stand out to me. But I always want to make note that it doesn't have to be for the girls with the dramatic sides or anything. It could just be the girls who just want to touch up on their braids or for their wig cap, making note that it's for everyone, no matter the style. But Chili and Sweetie, girl.
Okay, I love Sweetie, and I love the fact that you say it doesn't have to be dramatic because my edges never work, okay? Yeah. So it feels good to know that this can work for me too. Yeah. So let's switch gears a little bit. You talked about, just the drawing board and the planning process of birthing Silk and Root. Mm-hmm. So what was it like, I guess, sharing this idea with people? How did that kind of look for you? What was that process like for you?
So for many people, no one really knew about it, right? Not even my close girlfriends, including yourself. I didn't tell my circle of friends. I really kind of kept it to those I trusted from a branding and marketing standpoint that kind of knew my vision. Because sometimes I get I get going with my mind, and I wanted someone to kind of reel me in. So I chose very select people when it came to the drawing board. And, you know, they are considered my girlfriends, but in a different type of aspect. And when telling people, I didn't tell my family for the longest time. I didn't tell my tribe for the longest time. I really kept it to myself because I'm a firm believer that when you have something, it's so important to just keep it to yourself and to God, because you don't want too much, you don't too many opinions and too much say so. You really want it to kind of just be to yourself and having that be birthed and just for you to see. And then you slowly let people in and, you know, and also always take it with a grain of salt is what I learned too. So I didn't tell many people, and I love that. And I think it has made the launch and the success so far special because it's something that people didn't see or expect. I just dropped it. I did like Beyonce. I just dropped it.
Oh, honey, I'm here for a Beyonce drop, okay?
No, you know. But it made it all special.
You know, I think that's so just interesting and smart that you kind of did it that way, because what's the J. Cole line? If you don't tell your dreams to people, they can't tear them down.
Oh,
And you know, it's not to say like, you know, this is why I didn't tell my friends this. No, it's not like that. But just being selective and having those relationships and those friendships where those people understand why you're selective.
Yes.
And, you know, why you chose, you know, not to share it with everyone and you just dropped it. Honey, I'm here for the Beyonce drop, okay?
I mean, Beyonce herself, you know. Okay. It's there.
and I think it's so important that, you know, once you do kind of release these things or launch these things, that you have that support system now that it's out.
Yeah.
You know, now that it's out. But speaking of relationships, Tyra, is there a special man in your life?
Girl, you would know if it was. No, there is not. I am single as a Pringle. But it does help with the focus of my business. So like getting into that, it definitely is an interesting line to cross, but for right now I'm single, so yeah.
Okay, fellas, she's single. No, I'm just kidding. No, but I wanted to ask, right? So are you dating? Let me ask that first before I go on.
I'm not at the moment. It is.
Are you open?
No, actually I'm not at the moment. Yeah.
Okay, why? Why not?
So I was talking to someone while in the process of getting ready for my launch, and I found it a little bit difficult because my focus was so much on my launch and other things, you know, because for everyone listening in and watching, I'm also a full-time career woman at that, and you know, it's hard to balance sometimes, and I found myself not really interested in other things. And of course, other stuff came along with that, but it has made me kind of closed off to getting to know someone because I feel like I wouldn't be able to give them the dedicated time and the dedicated time to myself. You know, I can be a little bit selfish with my time. So am I open right now? No. Am I flirting here and there? I mean, probably depending on if you look at my messages. I don't know. But to answer your question, I'm not dating. I'm not really open, but we'll see.
Okay, and that's completely okay. And I think it's one of those things. Ooh, child, just put my little brightening up. It went a little. Okay, we good. You know, I think it's important for us to normalize. Child, y'all know Twitter love normalizing stuff. Okay, I think it's so important that we normalize saying that I'm too focused on what I'm focused on, that I don't have time for anything else. And not even that I don't have time, but I don't want to half step you. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to give you half of me. And I just don't have the capacity to give everything right now. So in the best interest of both of us, I'm gonna step back. We're gonna focus on this launch and these next 3 drops. And then, you know, if once we get on track, maybe we could try this again a little later.
Okay, exactly. Perfectly said.
So good stuff. So let's shift gears a little bit. I know we kind of shift gears once before. We're gonna shift again. You mentioned, you know, that you're a full-time career working woman. So I like to talk about that.
Yes.
first of all, what is it like having a full-time job and having this side hustle where you're selling products, you're packaging everything by yourself? I mean, marketing, PR, like all of this stuff is you. So what is that like? What is that like for you?
So it's interesting, right? And I know that's such a vague reply, but luckily I'm in a space for my place of work that is very open for it and just happy for me. I didn't tell anybody, back to like, who did you tell? But once I think I put it on LinkedIn or something, obviously they started to figure it out, and they were super supportive and so nice. And by they, I mean my colleagues and whatnot. So there's no problem there, but the balance of it all hasn't been as bad as I thought it would be. That is because I've been very disciplined in my time. I wake up, I put myself on a schedule, right? So I wake up, and in the morning times, it's either go for my run to clear my head, or, work on some orders and package it off. And that's really before 9 a.m. And 9 a.m. is like my cutoff time, where whatever I got to do, I do before then. And then 9 a.m., I'm opening my laptop and I'm focused on my work for today. And then letting that be that. And there's also grace in being a small business owner, where luckily those who are your customers are understanding in some ways. You still want to treat them, top tier, like you are, business is booming, but there is that respect level there. And then work, I just really dedicate my time, my 8 hours to that, what I'm doing today, because at the end of the day, work is still important to me too. So, and then after 5-6 p.m., close my laptop and it's back to Silk and Root, making sure that orders are well, making sure that people feel like they're engaged on social and all those things that help with creating and starting a business. And luckily I have a bomb team member, though she's just kind of helping the consulting wise low, she's just been a great help there. But work-wise, it's been okay. I can't complain yet, but I will say I understand those who kind of get burnt out easily, because it's so easy to, if you don't put yourself on a schedule and if you don't really discipline yourself to say yes and no to things at the right time.
Interesting. So aside from kind of having that strict schedule, right, and setting the standards for my 9 to 5 is my 9 to 5, and my 5 to 10 is Silk and Root. Yes. What are ways you balance just having a full time and really being 100% committed to your full time, and then being 100% committed to Silk and Root? How do you balance? How do you stay organized? Like, what does that look like for you?
I'm still learning that, Maja, but I will say saying no to myself. It sounds weird, but saying no, I can get so easily distracted. I will get a notification on my phone from Wix saying somebody subscribed to you or somebody placed the order, and I'll just be like, ooh, and I'll just, forget the work I'm doing. And especially being in this new normal where everything is on the laptop, it gets draining, right? But saying no to myself of that doesn't have to be done right now, Tyra. It doesn't have to, that person isn't thinking about it that much where you need to, fulfill that order right now. It can wait. Just like any other big business, they have things on a timeline and a schedule. So kind of putting that in my head, and then having this kind of narrative that what will be, will be. And I mean that really deeply with my business of not, trying to put all my eggs in one basket in one day. Things are going to get done when it gets done. And luckily I have a great team work-wise that doesn't, overwhelm me. But even in the event that it does, I'm able to kind of put Silk and Root down and attend to this, because I'm not full-time yet. And I really don't plan to be full-time entrepreneur anytime soon. But the beauty in that is learning the discipline and the balance of it all. So I don't have the perfect answer now, and I don't really know if there is one. I listen to these scenarios of people saying, just, do it all, be Superwoman, and Superwoman gets tired. It's tiring to have it all together and to check in and check out at the right time every single day. So there are some days that are hard. I will say today was kind of a hard day, but you just keep pushing, you just keep learning. And that's the beauty of being a small business owner, is that I don't know. And that's the great thing.
Honey, I love just the title of I'm a small business owner.
You got gotta throw it out there every now and then.
I love that. Oh, I just as a small business owner,
as an entrepreneur, you know?
as a small Black-owned business, I just struggle day to day. That's how I feel about that. So speaking of the day to day, and I think that was really interesting how you broke that down. What does a day to day look like for you?
So I get up I wake up at 5 a.m., but I kind of stay in bed. I blame on my mama because I know she's going to listen to this and see this. It's mama, I don't know why, but I get up early for some reason. But I either will lay there or, talk to God. And then around 6:30, 7 a.m. is when I kind of just really get up. I either go for my walk, or if I'm feeling lazy that day, I'll start kind of figuring out what my motivation is for today. So either that's packaging, and I will say I'm a little strategic in how I do drops. So I try to do drops on Sunday, knowing that the USPS store is closed. So that gives me time to breathe and time to figure out, okay, who's ordering what and how many did they order, and kind of setting my tone for that following day. So then Monday rolls around and I do wake up whenever I wake up. I'm able to already have my packages in place, already have the items in place, so I'm able to just ship and go. And then around noon, so 9 a.m., I start my work, dedicate time to that. And then lunch break around 12 or 1, I'll be able to kind of, stop things with my job, and then be able to kind of sort things out with packaging, and then go to the USPS store because it takes like 2 seconds, and then drop off from there, whether that's outside or I go in, and then I come back and then I work, and then next thing I know, it's 6 p.m. And then I'll kind of check, the tracking for the notifications when it comes to my back end, or, check on social, how that's doing. And so really setting the cadence and the discipline for myself is how I kind of keep going and keep the groove going, because that day to day is so important, because you can exhaust yourself very quickly if there's no discipline in what you're doing and why you're doing it, because you'll look up and you have an order next to you and an email from your work next. It's a lot, so you really want to be super detailed in how you do things and why you do things.
Nice. Two things that really stuck out to me that I think that people miss. One of them I miss. Number one is getting up early. Like, I am not a morning person. Like, when I say I will get that last minute of sleep that I possibly can, and that's something that I'm working on, because it really is beneficial to success. If you ask any millionaire, any business owner, one of their keys to success is waking up early in their day to day. The second thing you mentioned was, honey, praying and spending some time with God. Now that's my road dog, okay? That is my road dog. If I don't talk to God, my day ain't right.
Yes,
my day's not right. And it's not to say, to put faith on you, but whatever entity you speak to, some meditation is what I'm saying. Praying, okay, I know who mine is, okay. But I think that's so important to just pray. And you talked about just figuring out what that motivation is for you today, because I think a lot for you that day, because I think a lot of times people just wake up and it's just like, what's happening today? Like, what's my purpose today? But finding that motivation, that purpose in every day is
and it's not every day too, like I'm sure you and I know, like, we sometimes wake up and we're just like, what day is it? What I gotta do? Why is this meeting today? Like, all these things in your head, and it's hard to kind of be quiet and talk to him sometimes when you feel that way, but at least having the intent to do so.
Yeah. That's good. All right, Miss Tyra. So let us know, what is next for Tyra? What's next for Silk and Root?
Oh, I just, as a small business owner. No, but for real. So as a small business owner, I really, I'm not positive what the next step is, but I am trying to work towards possibly getting in some beauty supply stores, or hopefully one day the big people of Walmart and Target in the long run. But next steps is really trying to figure out what that looks like as far as getting into those mini stores, and then maybe trying to make some innovation with, like, does it have to be a store, and just like leading whatever that may be. But just really working it out, continuing to figure out my sales and my marketing and what the strategy is for that, and kind of just live and learn in it. It's exciting. I think I just made a month. When we originally started this show, I think I just made a month. So I want to say, or not a month, a month. So it's just fun trying to figure out what's next for me. But if I had to give a ballpark answer, really trying to get in some beauty supply stores and some sponsorships.
Honey, let me say, time flies.
Yes.
I feel like you just launched Silk and Root yesterday.
September 27th, y'all. That was the day it launched. It's crazy. It's so crazy. And funny enough, applying to these, vendors and, people that can possibly help your business. When they ask you, what date did you start? I'm like, September 27th, 2020. And I'm like, oh, wow. I don't even know if they'll accept me, because they're like, girl, you just started. But it's cool.
Honey, but do you know how much growth you've seen from just starting?
Yes.
Honey, let me just get you together real quick on the podcast for all my listeners. This is a manifestation podcast, so it ain't no hopefully I get it target. When you get it to target, when we get into beauty supply stores, okay?
Yes.
All right.
Yes. Ask Maj is good for that. Yes, thank you for that reminder.
Honey, when, okay? I was, what was it? I think it was my last episode. I was telling my listeners, I said, look, if you have an idea and you're feeling self-conscious or you feeling low or discouraged, I said, don't call me. Because I let me tell you something. I'm going to brainwash you into believing that it is possible. You really
are that friend. And this platform is so that, anybody who knows Maja and anybody who listens to Ask Maj podcast, they know, it is that motivation and that for the day. And so as a sister and a friend, and not even to boost or anything, sincerely, you really are that friend. So you speaking facts.
Child, here come the tears. Make
a phone, I can't.
Okay, it's so funny. Somebody said that, I can't remember who it was I was talking to. Somebody was like, you always the hype man.
You really are. You really are.
Yeah, I'm the hype, and it's not even to brag. It's just I want everybody. Jacqueline Carr, the gospel artist, she said everything attached to me wins.
Yeah,
I need, honey. It is too overcrowded at the bottom. Okay, and I'm trying to make it to the top, and it's lonely up there. So I need my friends to come on with me. Okay, I need whoever is inspired in some way to come on with me to make it up there with me. So
yeah. And you are my very first interview, so I just want to shout that out because you are breaking everything right now. So
okay, so let me say, when you start to get into interviews, okay, you better tell them you started here.
Of course. No, for real, of course. Maja's podcast, first and foremost, okay? Silk and Root heard it first, so.
And you know what? Even if you don't, I will. I know her. I did an interview here. I'm good for it. I have, it's a couple of guests I had on my podcast, and they've just gone to do so many things. Janisha,
Yes.
She's famous out here. And I'll be quick to be like, oh, yeah, she was on my podcast.
Okay. As you should. No, you are breaking the mold as always. And it's so sincere and good vibes. Anytime I talk to you off camera, on mic, off mic. So this is just the beginning. I really do thank you for this because I can't wait to look back at this and be like, I started here, this dope podcast. So thank you.
Absolutely. And I'm just glad that I can provide this platform for people like you to talk about your story, because I think what people underestimate is that, we can be so down on ourselves. We can be so critical of ourselves, but there is somebody out there who needs to hear what you have to say.
Yeah, you are so real.
My gosh. And I'm like, let me tell y'all who listening, this is the same Maja on and off camera. So what you see is what you get.
Yeah. If anybody new is listening, and I'm sure that's a lot of y'all who are just listening in right now, let me tell you, Maja is what you see, what you get, Okay. To know her is to love her, and even if you don't know her, you love her the same. So she really is, I'm being truthful, she really is a dope person.
I love it. So Tyra, let's wrap this up. Tell us, what advice do you have for other women, Black women, Let me tell you something. I love all my listeners, but I am here to spread black girl magic.
Okay.
Okay. I love all my listeners, white, black, yellow, brown, gold, but there is an emphasis on black women. I am here to uplift black women and spread black girl magic. So again, what advice do you have for other black women who are looking to start their own business? Give us something good.
Oh gosh, there's so much that comes to mind, but one, trust your gut. Two, do it anyway. And by do it anyway, scared, broke, insecure, not short, do it anyway. And three would just really be to know your worth and don't sell yourself short. That is one thing I did in the beginning, and it bit me in the butt as far as sales and everything. And luckily it was just fine. But I say that to say, what you believe and what you put in your product, sell it like it's $1 million, because it probably is, and a lot of people are still learning how to negotiate and figure out what's next. Sis, when you put the price on that, don't think, is it too high? No, it's probably too low, so don't sell yourself short, know your worth, and really, yes, say yes more to the experience and the ongoing of things, and you got it. Hopefully this is the kind of confirmation that you need to just press the start button, because once the start button happens, everything else is history.
Okay, it's history after that, honey, and if you ain't talking money, I don't want to talk. I'm gonna call you back. Okay.
My voicemail, maybe.
Okay. I love it. Well, Tyra, thank you so much for doing this with me again.
Of course. Anytime.
Let me tell you something. I don't care how bad this sound. If it do sound bad, we using this, okay?
We're gonna use it.
Okay, y'all gonna get whatever come out this Zoom interview, okay? I need you to understand. Y'all gonna get whatever is coming out this Zoom interview. No, but I thank you so much, and I hope that you share this and just continue to shed your light and share your experiences and your knowledge as a small business owner.
Small business owner. No, thank you. I appreciate you and I love you. And shout out to my podcast, the best my podcast. I love you.
Yes, love you, Tyra. All right, you have a great night.
You too. Bye, y'all.
All right, we wrapping up. Thank y'all so much for tuning in to Ask Maja podcast, and I will catch you on the next episode.
Honey, I got something to say. Ooh, I like that. Can you turn that up for me? No, like, it's Maja. But Maj for short. Ask Maj.